my dear students, plus 2 biology, biotechnology, its applications. Today we move on to the last topics, transgenic animals and ethical issues related to biotechnology. So, the first topic, transgenic animals. You know, transgenic animals are genetically modified organisms, GMOs, which carry a foreign gene. Okay, and most of the transgenic animals are made for experimental purposes, and transgenic mice is the most common among them. Okay, what are the objectives or what are the aims of producing transgenic animals? That's what we are going to discuss today. The major 5 areas of production of transgenic animals. So, why are transgenic animals produced? And the first and most important reason, they are produced to study normal physiology and development. Okay, transgenic animals are produced to study normal physiology and development. What do you mean by this? And most of the transgenic mice are produced to study the human gene expression and its regulation. For example, super mouse and other mice is introduced with human growth hormone, the gene for human growth hormone. Why it is done? Not to make this to grow like human, but to study the gene expression, human growth hormone gene expression. Human growth, the gene for growth hormone has a great significance in order to build or control our growth. It's a great area of demand. Okay, so if human growth hormone gene is introduced or insulin-like growth hormone gene is introduced to mice, and we can study it better, and other human studies are not possible, we can study it better, the expression of the gene and how the gene can be altered, and any kind of researches on the gene and its regulation can be studied in the mice. Okay, so to study the normal physiology and development of most of the human genes in the transgenic model. Okay, that's the first aim. Okay, likewise many mice we have prepared to study various human gene expression and regulation. We are producing transgenic animals to study various diseases. That means majority of the transgenic animals we are making as models of human diseases. There are human Alzheimer's disease model, okay, cancer disease model, cystic fibrosis. I mean various human diseases. By transferring that gene, we make that disease in the transgenic animals. Then we can study the its disease strategy, disease control, everything in that organism, that transgenic organism, which will be better than a non-transgenic organism. I mean, if human gene is introduced and that particular animal is transgenic animal, our study, our disease treatment and everything will be better than a non-transgenic animal. So, human disease models are made with the transgenesis. So, transgenic animals are made to produce human disease models or to study human diseases. And third one, to produce various chemicals of our importance, significance. This you know. Okay, we are making transgenic animals to produce our economically useful proteins. For example, there is alpha-1 antitrypsin. Okay, alpha-1 antitrypsin. The gene was introduced to a sheep, Tracy, and this is produced in its milk. Alpha-1 antitrypsin is produced in transgenic sheep, and human alpha-lactalbumin, human milk protein, human alpha-lactalbumin. Okay, this is a milk protein present only in human milk, and this gene is introduced to Rosie, the cow, and the cow's milk is with this particular protein, human milk protein. About 2.4 gram of this alpha-lactalbumin will be present in 1 liter of the cow's milk. Likewise, we are able to produce human alpha-lactalbumin, the human milk protein, in the cow's milk. Likewise, economically beneficial chemicals Okay, the products can be produced using transgenic animals. This is another side of producing transgenic animals. Two examples are introduction alpha 1 antitrypsin in a sheep, its name Tracy, and human alpha lactalbumin gene was introduced to Rosie, a cow. Okay, to get the product from that animal. Application, fourth application of producing transgenic animal is, it's a very common fact, you know, vaccine safety. Normally vaccine safety is tested in mice, and if that mice is made transgenic with the human gene, that safety test will be a more reliable test. Okay, then that is why transgenic transgenic animals are used for vaccine safety testing. Okay, so vaccine safety testing. Similarly, other chemical safety testing. Okay, other chemicals used in treatment. Okay, like various chemical safety testing also is done using transgenic animals. So transgenic animals are made for this major purposes. Okay, to study the normal physiology and development of human in transgenic animals by introducing our gene, then study the human diseases by making transgenic human disease models. Okay, then also to produce various chemicals which are medicinally and economically important, alpha 1 antitrypsin, then human alpha lactalbumin are examples. Then to test the vaccine safety, to test the chemical safety using transgenic animals. Okay, then we move on to the last topic of the chapter, ethical issues. What are the ethical issues related to this? Biotechnology. Sure, this emerging branch of biology has a lot of ethical issues, and last class we have discussed when GM crops are made, that itself faces a lot of issues, okay, of allergy and its segregation with other plants. Anyway, so when we compare in general, there are a lot many issues with GMOs, genetically modified organisms. Okay, if a human or any animal gene is introduced to plant, just imagine the vegetable nature of the plant is lost. And similarly, we can say what is human is lost. There are so many ethical issues followed. What we believe as human is seen in a plant means it's something beyond. Anyway, there is Genetic Engineering Approval Committee to look after all these issues. The Genetic Engineering Approval Committee is a committee which deals with all sort of issues related to biotechnology. Before the implementation of the product, all these kind of issues are addressed by this committee, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. Okay. When we discuss about ethical issues, one of the major issues is related to biopatent. You know that. Patent issues. What is a biopatent? What is a patent? A biopatent is defined as a right awarded to a person or an agency, okay, which exclude others from selling, doing experiment or using, and any related works with that particular product or principle or microorganisms or any invention. Okay, so the user, the patent holder is with that right to keep and do experiments and to market and sell that particular patented item. It can be a microorganism, it can be a technique, it can be an invention. There are so many conditions to get the patent, and one among that is it should have novelty. Okay, that concept should be new. Novelty should be an important criterion for biopatenting. And related to biopatent, how the issue has come is, it's in the case of basmati rice, okay, turmeric, neem, so many things. And the case of basmati rice we will discuss here. Then in 1997, an American company has taken a patent on a basmati rice variety, which they claim as new, okay, and through US Patent and Trademark Office. Through US Patent and Trademark Office, an American company has taken patent on basmati rice in 1997, and they claimed novelty for this particular rice, but this was not new, but actually it was not a new variety. It was produced by crossing basmati rice, one variety of basmati rice with a semi-dwarf variety of rice. Okay, but they claimed new was later criticized and this was denied, and it was in 1997 which we can say an Indian variety has taken patented by US through the US Patent and Trademark Office. Okay, likewise there are so many misuses or issues going on in connection with the patent rights. Okay, so there is turmeric case, like there is neem issue, patenting on neem, turmeric, and many other developed countries are trying to take patent on our traditional knowledge even. Okay, so many developing countries are facing this risk of protecting their traditional knowledge, principles and other resources. Okay, so this is a major issue, and in order to solve this and in order to take care of this, Indian government has recently amended Indian Patent Bill, IPB, Indian Patents Bill, Indian Patents Bill. Okay, to take care of this kind of misuses and any kind of awardings, everything, Indian Patent Bill has amended recently by Indian government. Okay, similarly, when we discuss this ethical issue, biopatenting is one of the major areas of issue, and another thing we will just discuss what is biopiracy is. Okay, this all things we can just call as biopiracy. So what is biopiracy? The biopiracy, this is a case of biopiracy, the misuse of the particular biopatent. So what does a biopiracy means? Okay, it means piracy of bioresources. That means the biopiracy means the use of bioresources of any countries without authorization and without compensatory payment by any other developing country, by any other developed countries or multinational companies or agencies. So, once again, biopiracy is defined as the use of bioresources of a country by multinational companies and agencies without the proper authorization and compensatory payment to the countries. Okay, without the proper knowledge, with authorization from the countries, if anybody, any companies or any countries try to misuse the resources of the country, that is what is biopiracy. This is a case of biopiracy. Okay, so by this thing we are winding up the chapter, and all other cases we will discuss in the live session, and see you. Thank you.